Hey guys and ghouls, welcome back to Occultober on the decks, where we're doing bone-crawling trivia and spine-watering strategy for a different Spookamon each week. I'm Hexmaniacs Alex.
Come on, dude, the stuff you're saying doesn't even make sense anymore. Spine watering? What does that mean?
I don't know, it'd be pretty messed up if you woke up and your spine was water though, right?
Yes.
Whatever, that's not the point!
Okay, right. Today is week 3 of our full month of creepy boys, and today, since it's a little closer to Halloween, we're getting a little scarier.
Heck yeah, dudes, get ready, this one's pretty messed up.
Yep, it's Banette. It is told that a child discarded an unwanted doll. The doll, fueled by hatred, came to life and became the marionette Pokemon from Gen 3, Banette. It lives in the dumpsters and junkyards where it was thrown away, but goes out at night, traveling in dark alleys in search of the child that abandoned it.
Creepy as hell, I know, but this concept is tied to a traditional Shinto concept that says objects have souls and must be treated like all things with respect. There's an exclamation, matainai, that expresses regret and frustration about discarded waste. It's like the English saying waste not, want not, but tied to the objects have souls idea, it becomes a bit more personal.
See, a more direct translation for motainai is a lack of intrinsic dignity for material objects. With that perspective, it's no wonder Banette is so mad. Being discarded wounds its dignity, desecrates its soul, so it wanders as a ghost for revenge. It's like Toy Story, but way more messed up, kind of.
A few other Banette facts give us a bit more insight into its design. Banette's zip mouth contains a dark energy with devastating power, and if its mouth is opened, it can lay powerful curses. So cool. And when Mega Banette was released in Pokemon X and Y, its flavor text revealed that this form is the form Banette takes when it unzips and unleashes its true power. See how the curse power is the same dark purpley pink as Banette's creepy eyes? That's pretty cool, right?
So yeah, Banette is basically a satanic tool of utter destruction. Its very name is Bane and Marionette combined, which means it's a puppet controlled from above, but it's also a source of harm or ruin. Very dark, very swag, I like it.
And the Japanese name Jupeta is even cooler. It's a mix between Junaku, which means cursed, and puppet. And it also kind of sounds like the name Geppetto, who's the woodworker that made Pinocchio, which is fitting, since that's another story about a marionette come to life. Ugh. Imagine if that Disney movie was about Banette instead of a cute little boy. Awful, that's a bad movie.
Yikes, man!
Okay, I've gone too far. But hey, that stuff is all super crazy, so it's not all my fault.
Okay, yes, fine, but let's stay sensible because it's always misunderstanding that causes unnecessary fear.
What do you mean?
Well, I know it's kind of hard to follow, but that was the best I could do for a transition.
Transition to what?
To this week's ridiculous segment, Pokemon Culture Shock!
Oh! What? Oh, no, you know, this is a shock.
Oh, God. Aspect of Banette is that it generates curse energy by sticking pins into its body, a practice that's commonly associated with voodoo, although it's an often misrepresented practice in its mainstream examples.
Most kids get duped by old cartoons that depict characters making voodoo dolls out of someone they hate and harm them by harming the doll. It's a fun plot device for a popcorn adventure flick or a racist old horror movie, but fortunately that's not how it's actually supposed to work.
In an unexpected twist, the original purpose of voodoo dolls was to ward off dark spirits. Practitioners would take a doll of rags representing a witch or other evil beings thought to have laid spells on people, places, or things. Sticking pins through the doll was supposed to help break the enchantment and set the cursed objects free.
Fast forward through time and voodoo dolls are totally different. They can be used for a variety of reasons such as sending a blessing of luck, power, money, happiness, or health. This is done by making a doll and attaching a personal item to it from the person you're thinking of, usually a scrap of fabric or a picture of them, which is usually fastened totally innocuously with a pin. It's just a nice way to send out good vibes to somebody, and that's real cool.
TLDR, a voodoo doll in itself is not the evil satanic tool of pain infliction that Hollywood has made it out to be. Calm down, relax, make a doll, put your friend's hair on it, some power vibes.
Power vibes.
Heck yeah.
Nice.
Okay, go.
Speaking of power vibes, let's get down with some VGC 2016 Banette battle strategy.
Oh yeah? When?
How about right now?
Aw, Pokemon!
So Banette's not the greatest mega evolution there's ever been because its use is so specialized, but once you get comfortable enough with its mechanics, it can be well worth its place on your team. Start with an adamant one and super train it in HP and attack.
Mega Banette gains the ability Prankster on its second turn after Mega Evolving, so it's pretty much a given that any Banette is going to use Protect on that first turn, and so should you, most of the time. Other times, maybe go with Taunt to disrupt common things like Geomancy Xerneas and Dark Void Smeargle, because you always gotta keep them guessing.
Once that's done, you get access to Prankster, so Taunt becomes even easier to use, but it also gives you a basically guaranteed Destiny Bond, a move that takes your opponent with you if they knock you out. It can really be a huge mind game for your opponent to solve, and makes their behavior much more predictable.
Finally, for some reliable damage, Stab Shadowclaw really packs a punch and takes great advantage of Mega Banet's monster attack stack. It's hard to know when to go for it, but that's kind of the beauty of Banette, knowing exactly what's threatening about all your moves and keeping your opponent in a constant state of uncertainty.
And that's it! Of course, that's not the only way to train a Banette, so as always, here are a few random thoughts.
If your plan is to back up either Groudon or Kyogre against its opposite, Mega Banette also has access to Priority Skill Swap, which can stop either of those guys in their tracks. Use it situationally.
Also, if you're trying to support a big slow team of heavy hitters, Banette can give you the advantage with Prankster Trick Room. On the one hand, it gives you a practical advantage, but it also gives your opponent a new problem to deal with whenever they make a decision.
And finally, for Xerneas, you can run Gunk Shot. It's not guaranteed to take it out on its own, but it'll certainly make you think twice. Again, the way you build your Banette should very much dictate the situations you pick it for, so only use the strat if it makes sense on your large team.
And that's it! Banette, the toy you wish you never threw away. God, that sounds awful. I feel like I've been creeped out for a whole month.
Right, but we're not done yet. Still one more week of October to go. But in the meantime, check out our special October Spookymon playlist. Or if you'd rather listen to me, Alex, and Jimmy dish on the latest Pokemon news and fan mail for hours and hours, maybe while you drive or hatch eggs, click here for our weekly The Dex podcast. I'm PokeKellz.
And I'm Hex Maniac Alex. Tune in next week for another average size episode of The Dex.